And what we're going to try to do in the next several days or week, we're going to try to do a little repair on, this is Vlad's track bike. It's quite a bit of damage to the seat. We want to save these parts, of course, if we can. It's all chewed up here, and these a lot of the holes reinforced. We're going to have to do this one. This is Vlad's business, by the way. And I've gotten lots of motorcycle stuff from him. Chains, tires, whatever. And there's a couple of spots where he actually is worn through the fiberglass. So there's going to be a major amount of work that we have to do to this. And we're doing it as a special favor to him because we really don't have the shop set up for paint work right now. I'm going to try to do some of this Bondo work. There's a lot of reinforcing to do. A lot of some broken parts here and there that we need to reinforce. But over the next couple of days, we're going to try to do it methodically and get it ready so he has it for the next track day. Now, the method that I'm going to use on these parts is using a product called Bodywork CA. It's cyanoacrylate. It's available from Bodywork.com. And to do this kind of repair, it would be more expensive than using Bondo, but to be a lot less chance it'll crack. Now you can see because there's parts where it's broken, parts where we're actually through the fiberglass. So there's going to be, and Vlad wants to take this decal off. I think we're just going to have to sand it off. This is cracked here. It's cracked here. I mean, if we were in the middle of the winter right now, this is cracked. If we were in the middle of the winter, we have to reinforce these holes. So a job this big, now see, you can see the crack came right through. So I want to try to go step by step how I would do this repair. Now keep in mind, if you're just doing something for cosmetic work, you slap some Bondo on it or something. When I do this kind of repair, the repair itself should be stronger than the material around it, number one. Again, material is way more expensive than Bondo is, but the quality of the repair is good. Then what's going to happen is after the structural part of this is finished, what I'm hoping is going to happen anyway is Vlad will have a great track day season, not crash again. And then over the winter we can do a proper refinishing. Now we just can't do it now because of our time constraint with Miles, but we try to get it ready that he doesn't look like a homeless guy riding a track day. Now, no matter how you decide to do a repair like this, and no matter what method, the first thing is to always get as much of the wax and grease and dirt off. The reason for that is as we do our sanding, I don't want to be grinding that silicone from the wax or any of the ingredients down in. And we're going to be using a lot of sandpaper to do this job and a lot of fiberglass inside, a lot of reinforcing. You have to really decide, and I know Vlad has made a corporate decision here, what the cost of new bodywork and the stuff you get from China that Luciano's been buying for his bikes. You can get a whole set of bodywork for under, $400 or something. So you got to think, well, how much money do I want to put into a job like this? Well, in this case, Vlad I think this is one of the products he sells in his business. Again, I'm not sure. I bought a lot of stuff from Vlad, but I have never bought any bodywork, of course. So anyway, I'm looking at what I have to do, and I always like to start with the worst. Let me just detail this out, the worst piece first. This is broken right through. So let me show this up close first, and then what I want to do is I want to go step by step how I would repair this bodywork. And keep in mind, I've repaired a lot of stuff in the last 55 years. So you can see here, this is broken right through. What I'm going to do is get a piece of sandpaper, roughen that up inside, clean it with some Prep-Sol, and then I want to, the idea is, if you can follow through, and this is really important no matter how you repair anything, I want to get some extra material back yet to reinforce it. There's no point doing anything here until I have it nice and solid. And if you followed through on the stuff we just did for Mark, I know a lot of people look at all these videos and maybe they're lying to me that they enjoy them, I don't know. But anyway, it's good information and I'm happy to share it, but you've got to support this in the back before you can do anything up here. So step one, you need to cut a piece of material, get in there and reinforce that. Once that's reinforced, then we can work on this end of it. Now again, I'm not sure you can see what I'm trying to show is just a piece of 180 grit sandpaper. I want to roughen that up. Okay, so the way this would work is I would take, and I'm just going to show one of these, done in real time, of course. This is the worst one. Not sure you're able, because of the limitations of my video equipment. I'm going to spread plenty of CA around here. This is thick CA. And now what I have is a piece of repair material. It's going to go in there. This is going to kick off relatively quickly, automatically in fact. So I can spread that around just a little bit. Now, in the time that it's doing that, I can take an ordinary Q-tip. You don't want your hand in there, you'll glue your hand to the part. Again, this is a very unique way that I've used, and the technology comes from the world of model planes. Brodax is a model plane supply house. And the good thing about buying anything from them, their quantity is so much that you always get fresh stuff. Now, if I let that sit, I'll just see if you can see it, I'm not sure. I'm going to repeat the same thing, put a second layer in there, and then sand it all down, and we'll have our first part reinforced. So now we have 2 layers of fiberglass in there. The material that's over the edge, we'll sand it. By sanding it, we'll just cut it. It'll disappear instantly. It's never important to get this edge right because we're going to ultimately sand this. But now this is solid as a rock. So now we can do the cosmetic part of this. Okay, now one of the tricks to fill in a gap like this, we have a gap where the crack was. And this is the best way I know of to do this. Just put the tiniest amount of CA in there. You don't need a lot. And CA is capillary. See, if you did this same repair with fiberglass, fiberglass is non-capillary. So it's not even close to being as strong. So what happens is you need 10 times the amount of material. Now, same piece of sandpaper, a good old sanding block. And what's going to happen is the dust that goes down in there is going to mix with the CA and form its own CA Bondo. Kind of a unique material. It's super, super strong. And because the glue is capillary, it's absolutely amazing how strong this will be when it's done. Now, we're not going to bother. In this case, I'm going to do a lot of sanding outside later. I just want to get this roughed in, and that's about as strong as that'll have to be. And a final sanding I'll do outside because, again, I don't want to make a mess in the house here. Very difficult when I have my grandson here, and he'll be here in about 2 hours. Now with the patch, this is solid in the back, and this is cosmetically filled with CA. I can use the Porter cable sander from this point on. Up on this, and you can see this part is cracked all the way through, up through here and here. So I'm going to make a big patch, and the same way I reinforce this, put a backing on that, then I'll flip it over and take care of all these cosmetic cracks and scratches. And here's a bullet hole, and I don't know, that's where Vlad's nose must have hit that when he went overboard here. Dirty work, time consuming. And if you use CA, the material can be more expensive than Bondo, but when we're done, hopefully this will be a part that is just as good as new. The same way, we put that reinforcement in here. That's kicking off and drying. Only takes a minute or so to dry. Now, I also, while we have this out here, I want to reinforce where the bolt holes are because that's cracked on the other side. So I'm going to make a little patch here and here, and then the inside will be done, and I can do this whole section on the top. Now these two pieces both are broken inside, and what I did, I made patches, and I don't really know if you're able to see the patches that I made inside there. And then what I'm doing, I'm going to put a little layer of CA and a couple extra layers of fiberglass out here, so wherever the bolts wind up gouging into there, there's some material there. Okay, so those holes are patched on both sides. That should be plenty solid now. Now we got one more big crack in there I have to deal with, same thing, because that crack is what goes around here, and I have to make sure everything here is solid from the back before I start grinding away and filling and doing my magic stuff on this side. The bottom side is all engineered. It has to be solid, it has to be vibration free, you have to be able to tighten the bolts, and then everything on the top is cosmetic. Yeah, I think that's going to take care of all the internal stuff that we have to do. Now we'll be able to sand and fill this, sand and fill this, it'll be reinforced, sand and fill this. This is all reinforced, everything's reinforced from inside, and we'll be ready soon to start the cosmetic sanding. Now after about an hour of hand sanding, we're down to having a few spots that are going to need some more attention, and any little divots that we see here, there are plenty. Now keep in mind, we're just trying to do the engineering part of this. The cosmetic, the paint, that's a whole other issue. I want to get it all thinned out, smoothed out as much as I can. These are tremendous hits. This I'm so used to doing airplanes. This motorcycle took a good ass whipping. That's the bottom line. And now I'm going to try to, the rest of this I have to do pretty much by hand, and it's very, very time consuming. And this is the easiest part of all of them, so the fairing will be 5 times this amount of work, maybe more. Yep, that's going to be fine. But the thing is now, it's just a question of, and I sand it before that CA.EVERY even kicks off, because the dust winds up making a little filler into the little gouges. Now the rest of this whole operation is going to be to just hand sand the whole part. We need to get everything roughened up. We're going to try to save this decal. I'll try to backmask it off, but everything's got to be rough, or else the primer's not going to stick to this. And if I don't get a nice etch on everything, it's going to be a real problem. So this is the part that takes a lot of time, and it makes a lot of mess. And we got, basically I got about another hour before I got to go pick up the baby. So I'm going to try to finish this up. And again, this is a track bike. If this were a street bike, we would probably spend a lot more time on it. But we've got, from this point on, we've got almost all the engineering parts of it right. And of course, we do want to salvage. I know these decals are expensive. This one we could salvage, but we're definitely not going to salvage the other one. So we'll just try to backmask right now, backmask this off. Trim this up the best we can. Okay, we worked right to dark on this. It's going to be dark in about 10-15 minutes. I would like to get some primer on that so it could be drying overnight. It is an extensive amount of body work and repair work, and I'm not sure it wouldn't have been cheaper to just buy another part. But if you had another part, it wouldn't be here when Vlad goes to his next track day, and you got to drill all the holes. Well, so but there is a lot of work in this. Wow. Now whenever we're doing painting over old clear and old paint and old everything, I want to seal everything up with primer sealer before I go any further. I want that to be sealed, because otherwise the thinner in the next layer of paint can go down and make a mess out of everything underneath it. Now what will happen is, when this is done, we'll look for any spot that looks like the paint isn't sticking good. So far it looks pretty good. But again, anytime you're going over paint, over paint, over paint, over paint, over God knows what else, over gel coat, over crashed stuff from the racetrack, and we don't know, it may need several coats, but it's going to have, the next step, it's going to dry overnight. That's all we're going to do today. I got a lot of hours into this part already. I hope it's going to be good. So this ends part one. Hope you enjoyed this video. Get some ideas of how you can do your body work. Now, this is a track bike, so we don't want to spend $1,000 worth of body work on this, but compared to how that looked early this morning and now late tonight, wow, a lot better. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. And don't crash.